The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Why am I even here? Most people probably thought Eminem would come up with this. Actually, maybe I am made of chocolate. This is Max Shankroom. The trailer you're about to witness will take you back to a time when I was on TV, which means buckle up, people. Where we're going, there are no breaks.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Mage. I am the Ravenous Archon. I'll be your storyteller this evening. And before we jump into it, as always, I think let's introduce our cast, and we'll go around the table with the old crew before we introduce our new fellow. And for the people who are joining us, I think a little bit of the character, where you were at the end of season 3, and what tradition you are would be beneficial to us remembering where we are.
Hi, everybody. I am Mama McStabber in Twitch chat. You can find me on socials at Relindare, and I am playing Lydia Thompson. She is a Cult of Ecstasy tradition mage, and at the end of season 3, she had called in her old associates from season 2 to help her with a problem, one she was about to solve by tossing a prime-infused grenade at a certain vampire on a float.
Let's go to the Ivy Raven.
Hello, I am Ivy Raven. I play Anita Maple of the Verbena tradition. At the end of season 3, Anita was dragging her feet on coming back to Miami. She was taking care of her stuff back at home, and Also because she had twins at some point after season 2, so she was not in a hurry to rush off to Miami. So
Okay. And where did we leave off with the Timber Bread?
So I am Brad, Timber Brad 411. I'll be playing Alistair King, the quote unquote worst hermetic mage ever. And Alistair at the end of season 3, in his sort of cameo, was helping Lydia, and probably high as fuck. So
Okay. And Maddox, who will you be playing this season?
I will be playing Arthur Light, the relatively recent to Magic Euthanatos. And I don't feel like saying more in case of spoilers.
Sure. So we're going to open where we left off season 3. There is a prime-infused grenade flying through the air. There has been a shift of Edward Malcolm Gaines becoming Daniel Byron Thatcher. Everything has shifted. Those of you with time have felt the hop, the kind of skip that the train that you were recently on has done to jump the tracks. And the second the grenade goes off, the entire street lights up. There's just fireworks, there's explosions up and down the street. And in a moment, everything stops. Lydia sees Anita, Lydia sees Alistair, and everything else in the world has stopped. If you have time, you can feel the gears kind of forcing at each other to try to continue moving forward. And that's when the three of you notice that there's an old man, an older looking gentleman, wearing a beat up leisure suit. There's an undershirt that just looks like it's a flashy plastic kind of Back to the Future 2 style shirt. There's a handkerchief that is polka dotted and looks like it's made out of paper mache. The pants are creased all to hell. The shoes are wild and almost look like Michael Jordan high tops that don't even belong in this time period. And as he steps forward, he extends his hand outward, almost like he wants to shake everybody's hands to introduce himself. And there's a familiarity about him. There is this sensation that he's always been there in the corners of your memories. There's moments going back to high school, going back to middle school. Some of your best memories have him just sitting in the corner, just watching, kind of participating, but not participating. And deep down, there is this sensation that him being here and him coming out of the corner is nothing but bad news for you guys. Is anyone going to be hesitant to deal with him?
Yeah.
yeah, Alistair's fucking time fuckery radar is like screaming in his head right now.
Yeah, I would say Lydia is starting to walk like backwards away from him.
Anita doesn't have time, right?
correct. She does not have time.
So, yeah, you see the two of them frozen. Lydia's kind of stepping back. It's probably one of the first times you've seen Lydia backpedal. It's I think she's always shown this fierce kind of action first mentality. So does that do anything for Anita?
Anita is going to start backing away as well because she doesn't know why they're backing away, but if they're backing away, there's no reason for her not to.
He smiles at the three of you. All right, good. So there's still some smart up in there. All right. That's a problem. And he points at the explosion.
It was a problem. He existed.
Right.
I took care of
And-
it.
Here, yes. Here it's been taken care of. But he's ruined the entire timeline.
Of course he did.
This is going to need help repairing. And I can't pull him out of his timeline because certain events have to happen that he is involved in.
Like what?
There's 4 in particular that bring about the creation of the Biltmore cabal. And you can see him that he starts to strain a bit. And he's like, let's go somewhere else that's a little bit safer. And he goes up to one of the doors to a business that's closed. He taps it with a key that looks like it's old medieval lock. And the door pushes open. And beyond, you can see just this beautiful, colorful light. And he kind of steps through and holds the door open.
Is there something I can do to suss this out to see if it's a trap? Because I really am not trusting this guy.
There is definitely a perception, and we can do awareness.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have investigation. Yeah, occult awareness.
They're both the same.
In the context of everything that's going on, would it be possible for Alistair to use time to try to get a sense of, in the immediate future in this area, if whatever's about to happen, if they go through that door, is a bad, like if it's an immediate problem or a danger to them?
Sure.
I got
Yeah.
3 successes, a 10, and 2 9s.
Okay. This is not a trap. He does not show any signs of wanting to cause you harm in any way, shape, or form. But he is worried. He is hiding a sense of fear behind his bravado.
Lydia will go in.
All right, Alistair, roll your arete.
Since I don't have time, can I even see the door?
Yeah. The door is not part of the time sphere
Okay.
at all.
What is the difficulty?
5.
2.
Okay. There is nothing immediately troublesome for you if you're looking into the time stream, but this is a point where there is not a single path. Right now, everything around you points to not even a single crossroad, but if a crossroad was placed on top of a crossroad, on top of a crossroad, this is that kind of sensation where it's just like there are so many paths open before you that it's almost overwhelming.
While Alistair contemplates if he just fucking inhaled something and sees Lydia move forward, he'll follow.
Okay.
Anita is confused on why there's a door open and why her compatriots have gone through, but she's just going to cautiously follow since obviously they're...
The moment you guys step through the threshold, you see that there is this very clinical room on the other side. Behind you, you hear time start again, and he closes the door. There's a little slit of about maybe 6 inches of a window above you that goes down the corridor that you're in, and it looks like space is beyond. Like there's just black. There is the pinpricks of light that are the stars from different galaxies so far away, and there's a bit of a nebula visible just far, far, almost like a little splotch of color in the otherwise kind of purple-black sky above you. And on the hallway, you see that there are 9 doors, but each one has a planet as a name for it. There is Saturn, there is Mercury, there's Venus, there's Mars, Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, and the Moon. There's no Earth. And as you step through one of the only other unmarked door, there is a kind of circular chamber, a dome, and there's just one other door that has what you can only, it is the weirdest thing, unless you were a fan of the show, but it is literally the main character from The Greatest American Hero in mid kind of flight, just wobbly body parts flailed about and just kind of frozen there as a picture. But he welcomes you and he says, "This is Horizon." For those of you that have heard about it, this is a way that mages can kind of exist outside of what's going on. Trouble with Daniel is that he has set himself up in a predicament where I cannot erase him from time to fix his mistake, because he has made himself incredibly important in the Prime timeline.
Of course he has. His ego knows no bounds.
This makes me wonder if this is not his first time around.
Hmm.
And as he says that, you see him split into a second person, and he motions, he's like, "Take care of that red issue that we have." And the other one nods and walks out. This makes me wonder if this is something that he's done several times over and has now just perfected it. It's troublesome. I don't
That
like
would fit his pattern.
being in this situation that I'm in. And this puts not just your city, but the rest of the world in peril, because Paradox is going to try to fix this. And unlike me, Paradox doesn't erase a mistake. It erases the board.
So
I hate
That's
to
some
do this.
bullshit.
I hate to do this because you people shouldn't know about us, but can you help?
what needs to be done? Then we'll tell you if you get our help or not.
I need Daniel to be part of the events that he has been part of up until the explosion that happens at the Biltmore. That event is what sets everything in motion, and that is when he is the weakest and when I can remove him from the board.
Or why don't we just get him to the party and then use party favors?
What party?
Explosion.
The explosion solves the immediate issue of him going back in time.
Problem is, he can technically reincarnate. His avatar can transpose later and do it all over again.
Correct. Especially if he has help, like he originally had with those vampires.
Fucking vampires again.
They are more trouble than they're worth.
Indeed. What do you think, Anita? We know I'm impulsive, so.
I have a rules question. I have the Destiny background. Is this a thing where that would apply?
You could roll to see if this is part of your destiny.
Okay, what do I do for that then?
Let's have you roll a perception, awareness, and let's have you add your destiny dice to that. The difficulty will be 7.
What am I trying to roll?
7 or higher counts as a success.
Yeah, no successes.
Okay. It is nebulous. You don't have time, so you don't remember seeing him in the precipices and those corners of your memories. He is older. He gives off a grandfatherly feel. But there's nothing concrete that tells you whether or not this is where you should be.
Well, I don't really want to say let's not save the world. I have important things to me too, so that would be bad all around for everyone, I suppose. But I guess what do you want me to say? Yes, let's go.
No, I just wanted your thoughts on the matter.
Oh, I mean, this is obviously I had hoped to never come back to Miami.
I know.
So after last time and whatever the fuck that was, so I don't think we have a choice. I'm assuming this gentleman here who appeared to me coming in here, I'm assuming could probably just boop all of us if he wanted to. So
You have destinies that I cannot interfere with. There are 4 other awakened in Miami in 1982 that I could call on. There's a 5th, but Daniel has done a good job of using his memory of the events that should have happened to remove people from the board to kind of protect himself.
I wasn't in Miami in 1982.
That's correct. I can pull threads. I can quicken decisions that need to be made to pull you into 1982. So you will be inhabiting your younger selves should you choose to jump back.
And does Paradox kick us in the nuts then?
No. You are agents of mine, so you are safe for the time being.
For the time being.
Correct. There are loopholes that I'm using to protect you from paradoxical backlash. I'm bringing your younger selves to Miami so you can inhabit them with the skills and ideas and memories that you have now. So you can invoke the change that you need to invoke. But you are time traveling. So that does take a toll. It might not be paradoxical, but it will be mental and it will be physical. Things will change. Things have to change.
Will help.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
yay. Teamwork. Oh, at least I'll have the vigor of youth again.
The small gift that I can give you is that by making him part of the events and getting him to the explosion on New Year's in 1983, we can stop the Tremere ritual that claimed some of your loved ones' lives. That'll never happen. That, at least, is some good that can be brought about.
Sorry, out of context. Out of scene question.
Mhm.
Which loved ones?
The people that you saw explode in season 2 at the beginning,
Okay, no one I knew exploded, so that is okay.
It is appreciated.
there are agents that you can call on. In 1982, Teresa and her brother Ricardo are still around. Bashir Toussaint is still around. The matron Evelyn de Lavigny is around. And there is a police officer named Arthur Light that has replaced Anderson White in Miami. Daniel has been thorough. Unfortunately, he has removed the other pieces. The Akashic has been removed. Without Daniel's influence on the Russians, Vasily has also met an untimely demise much earlier than he should have. And the Euthanatoi professor is not in Miami anymore. But I believe that you have relations with the Cardinals.
Yes.
He removes the key from his key ring and he holds it out to the group. This can bring you back to Horizon.
Lydia takes it.
I have 2 questions.
Sure.
How far does this protection from paradox extend?
It protects you from the repercussions of traveling through time. That's as far as I can protect you. You're outside my influence otherwise.
You seem a whole lot smarter, or I guess informed than the rest of us. So tell me this. If we do this and it works, does my sister ever come to this fucking city?
No.
Alistair will reach his hand out and like hold on to part of the key.
Like I said, I don't think we have a whole lot of a choice. So teamwork. And Anita will go over and kind of...
He pulls on threads that weren't there on the key, and he takes each one and kind of binds it around your wrists so that all of you are attached to the key. And you can feel how powerful this thing is. Doesn't look it looks like some old discarded trash. But you can feel that this thing has seen eons of time pass by. And he says, the key will bring you back here. The door we came through will lead you back to 1992. That door, the one with the superhero on it, will take you back to 1982. If you need to get help, I recommend going through either Pluto, Uranus, or Saturn. Those doors will take you to some of the far umbral realms associated with entropy, spirit, and time, respectively. I don't recommend going into the other doors unless you are truly prepared for what lies on the other side. Pluto governs entropy, and that is governing the underworld. Uranus is governing spirit, which governs, in turn, the wolf home. And Saturn governs time, which is governing Arcadia, the land of the Fae. So you have Fae, you have Lupines, and you have the Restless that you can pull on if you need to.
Yeah, because vampires wasn't fucking enough.
They wouldn't want this Earth destroyed either.
Funny how friendly things can be when
Destruction is on the
ultimate-
line.
correct. As always, you can find the Cardinals at the Mutiny in Sailboat Bay. You can find the Matron in the Sagrada Familia Iglesia, and you can find Bashir and Charles Hadley Park back in 1982. The Fort Lauderdale Cabal is still intact. Daniel has not touched them, so they can be called on for help, but they're just a distance away.
All right. Let's get going, I guess.
Yep. The first event you'll have to help Daniel succeed at is that there's going to be an explosion of vampires on Valentine's night. A big war has spilled onto the streets as the two factions are trying to destroy one another to claim the city. Daniel came up with the idea of creating little pocket nodes attuned to the spiritual energy of animals. That brought the lupines out in droves. If one of you is skilled at spirit, you might be able to do the same. Daniel doesn't need to be involved, he just needs to be in the city. And right now he is in the Fort Lauderdale Cabal. But with each passing event, he became more and more a resident of Miami until finally, when he destroyed the Nefandi in Thanksgiving, he took over the Biltmore and created the Cabal that you met.
All right. And when we get that done and come back here, you'll tell us what's next.
I'm going to tell you what's next, or you can go and deal with what's happening in 1992. Up to you where you want to go.
Excellent. Y'all ready to get to work?
I'm gonna need cigarettes.
I'm sure we can get those. They're cheaper in 82.
Nah. One fucking bonus, I guess.
Who are you, by the way?
I have many names, and the one that everyone seems to be afraid of is Wrinkle.
Oh,
You
yes.
can call me Joe.
Joe? Okay. Well, Joe, we'll be seeing you. And she walks towards the door with the superhero on it.
Okay.
Yes, I used to watch Greatest American Hero.
Joey Scarberry.
Yes!
One of my favorite theme songs. But it is not the Greatest American Hero song that finds you coming out into the streets of downtown Miami. On the radio, on the corner by the hot dog vendor, you do hear the last little bit of Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield. And as you step through, the door closes behind you, and it just is a door to a jewelry place, a little mom and pop jewelry place that will become bigger as the years progress. But right now it's in its infancy. And coming down the alley, frozen in place at seeing three people come out of a bright flashing room, and because you do have Prime, it sets off there's magic fuckery afoot. Tell us what Arthur Light looks like and what he's currently doing down this alley.
Arthur is a young man, 24, 25, somewhere around that area of his age. He has blonde hair that is swept back and combed slightly to the side in a very traditional 80s style, just as the style was picking up in 82. He has currently just a black shirt, some very nice dark jeans, and some simple tennis shoes. He he looks a little not worn out, but there is like an undercurrent of worry to him. But he's overall looks like he's a happy-ish person. He has soft green eyes, fairly standard, like 170-pound sort of build. He looks fit, but not he's not a gym rat even as a police officer, but he's also not in a uniform right now. Also, storyteller, I do have a teensy bit of time as well. Does that also fire off in my brain?
You sure do.
Great. So prime and timer freaking the fuck out in front of me. Yay.
Yep.
And currently he is frozen, I'm sure to you guys very literally, with a look of shock of what the fuck am I looking at? And yeah, he does not know what to do right now.
You boy, what day is it?
Storyteller.
It is February 10th, 1982.
February 10th, 1982. And what's the time? I don't have a watch, but
You
know.
have time, so you don't
Yes,
need
I
a
have
watch.
time. I know what time it is.
It is currently 2:40 in the afternoon.
And we're about 20 minutes to 3.
Well, I guess it worked.
What is going on?
Did we instantly like port into our younger bodies?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Lydia is literally kind of dumbfounded. She's like feeling her shoulder length straight black hair.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And like looking at that physique that hasn't hit 30 yet.
There is a shattered little mirror in front of you that is probably being used by some of the homeless in the city.
Yeah, no, she turns around and looks at her ass.
Everything is where it needs to be
Yeah.
in 1982.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Lydia Thompson.
Arthur Light.
For the record, Alistair looks absolutely the same, other than 10 years younger and clearly has done far less drugs.
So many less bad choices.
Far less drugs at the moment.
A friend mentioned you. Good that we found you.
Oh, well, that's incredibly ominous.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Did she send you somehow?
No.
She's dead, but
No.
okay.
Some weirdo creep.
Yeah. We've got a big problem. Everybody has a big problem. Gonna need your help.
Okay. What is the problem?
Existence being destroyed because of one dickhead.
He's a really big dickhead.
Huh. Storyteller, as someone who hasn't mechanically introduced himself to this particular splat before, is there any way for me to check in with my avatar?
There sure is. You can, especially with having Prime, you can pull the avatar forward.
Yeah,
if
I
you want
definitely
to.
like to talk to him.
Okay. You do know
Yes.
that will put you in a meditative state, so you're just gonna like roll your eyes back.
Oh,
in front of these
Lydia's gonna
people.
know exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't seem to be attacking me
Mm-mm.
yet.
Yeah.
So
So-
I will risk it and just hold up a finger like, give me one moment, and then
Hold on. Let me refer to the
and
boss.
then eyes close, REM flicker, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, does this dude use two?
No, no,
I don't hear him to answer that.
no. And Larry's like,
Yeah.
no, I know what he's doing. He's having a chat with the Avatar.
So in the sense, he does use two.
Yeah, so I guess in a way, yeah, because I mean, it's
Mhm.
something I do a lot.
Yeah. Roll your
Oh.
arete.
All
Maddox.
right.
Iggy usually shows up when
You've been using?
Ju-
Yeah, that's when
just
your mind is
Arate?
at a meditative state, dear.
just Arate, or is there
Yeah.
something else I'm adding?
Just arete.
And then would Quintessence help me at all, or
Quintessence you can use to lower the difficulty.
oh, I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah, no, right now you're using a level 1 prime ability, so it's difficulty 4. There's no real sleepers around, and
Sick.
anyone that is around is just walking by.
2 successes.
2 successes. It's not too difficult. You roll back into your recesses of your memory and you pull up the image of what is always there every time that you have been visited by the Avatar or that you go looking for it. You can see the kind of Elysian field, the greenery of this lush landscape, trees off in the distance. There's a body of water that is calm and smooth like a mirror, and sitting on a rock, contemplating whatever one contemplates in the nuances of a sunny day. Is that night? What does his armor look like?
It's not so much historically accurate as it is just what everyone would assume a suit of shining silvery sort of armor would look like. It's not polished necessarily, but it's definitely hasn't seen much battle yet. Or if it has, it was repaired and maintained again. And inside is there is a person inside. Like, it's easy to tell that there is something filling out the armor and it's not just the suit itself, but can't make out details, facial features really. It's very recently established.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of Excalibur. There's that kind of Vaseline on the camera lens feel as he gets closer to you, just to give him that mystical aura. And his voice kind of booms, echoing from within the helmet. You have come.
I have, and I'm completely lost and could use your advice.
He turns out to the lake. Speak.
3 people just stepped out of time and energy and started saying that they need me to help them fix existence. I suppose the first thing would be, do I trust them? Should I trust them? She didn't give me, I didn't think people could walk out of time. I'm a little bit out of my element.
Trust is given. It is not expected. It is not earned. It is not bartered. Only when someone proves that they cannot be trusted should you revoke that from them. This is what it means to be a knight.
Fair enough. And I guess my second question is, can I help them? I don't have the skills to handle this the ways I'm guessing they would. I'm assuming they're similar to me.
How do you know what skills you do bring to the table if you haven't been asked of them?
Because more than likely it's going to involve magic, which we both know I'm very untested in.
Sword cannot be tested until it is time to go to war.
That gives me a direction at least.
He steps over, he puts his hand on your shoulder. It is time to go to war. And you come to. They're still there. I'm assuming all of you are still standing around him.
Alistair's looking for somewhere to buy cigarettes.
The hot dog vendor has a little, what would be for chips, and he just has packs of cigarettes kind of rubber banded to it.
So Alistair is very, very conscious when he's like looking through his money to grab bills that. Oh, so we're actually in our
Mhm.
current bodies. So all
Yep.
of the money we would have would be current
Is
money.
time current.
That was a concern.
Yeah.
So he'll grab a couple packs and then just ask the guy if he knows where he can get like if there's any electronic shops around.
Oh, you mean a Radio Shack? Yeah, Main Dunn Street.
Thanks. And then he'll give him like, a nice tip.
Yeah. You have probably about 3 20s, a 10, 2 5s, and about 4 1s in your wallet. It's more money than you remember having in 1982.
He'll kind of like look at it, buy a third pack of cigarettes just to be safe.
I mean, the packs are $2, so.
Oh yeah, well, he's rolling in it right now. And then while waiting for the cop to come down off his high, then he's looking around to see if he can find this Radio Shack.
Yeah, it's clearly labeled. There's a sign, and you can hear just the cacophony of different radios. There's music that you're familiar with, like America by Neil Diamond, but you also hear, I Can't Stand It by Eric Clapton, and the theme from Arthur. They're all kind of interposed. Nobody has taken the time to kind of set the radios to the same station, or someone has willingly put different radio stations on the radio just for the sheer chaos of it. But it is easy to find.
Alistair is doing everything he can not to throw up. Not from withdrawal, but the shitty music. And then he looks back towards Lydia and goes, "I'll be back." And he goes to the Radio Shack.
So while you go off over there, Lydia and Anita are catching up, or are you guys just kind of keeping watch for Arthur?
I mean, if we're here, I wonder if our stuff is here somewhere.
I don't know. I figured after this, I didn't expect him to be here. I was going to head to my place to see if the one here has already bought it.
I mean, I wasn't. If my time is remembering right, I feel like I wasn't here for another couple of years. So that's why I'm confused, because I'm like, where's my motorcycle?
Yeah, because it may be here, it may not.
It probably isn't here. So I'm just like, thanks, dude. You brought us to 1982.
It's okay. There's enough room for folks to stay at my place if need be, if I have it. If not, I'll freaking buy it. It's whatever.
It's not. That's not what I was talking about.
I know you don't have your motorcycle.
I don't have my ride.
I know. I don't know if I have my Corvette here.
Would you already have a vet?
Yeah, that was her graduation present.
That's true. You're right.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, you could rifle through your pockets.
Let me see if I have that keychain with the swan.
Yeah. There is no swan keychain. but you do have a set of keys that still have the plastic tag. The address is not on the beach, but it is not far from downtown. You're guessing it's maybe a 12 or 13 block walk, given where you are right now, and given the address and how much you knew about Miami. And you do have a receipt for the last month of a studio.
Huh. So the address doesn't match where she was.
No.
Okay. I see.
Seeing that Lydia has keys, Nita is going to kind of like search her various pouches and pockets and things.
Yeah.
Does she have any keys for anything?
You do have a little, not like a Harley kind of set of keys, but you do have a small motorcycle set of keys. You also have a folded letter that looks like a university acceptance letter. Where would Anita have wanted to go to school, do you think?
Anita was a true wanderer, so she never really wanted to go to university. So
Okay.
uh
So this is new to you.
yeah, she's like looking at the letter like, the fuck. Apparently this me applied to school somewhere, so yeah.
Well, apparently I
least I
have a
gotta-
studio about 13 blocks away.
Huh. So much for the
And is the
prime timeline.
key a Corvette key?
Yeah.
Okay. But at least I got my vet. I don't know where the keychain that my parents gave me with the keys is, but you know.
Well, maybe it's back at your place.
Maybe.
I'm-
I hope so, because that one was kind of important.
Oh. Well, then yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I don't know. So if this is the prime timeline, then I guess we were the fuck off timeline.
Yeah.
Like, what the
And of
fuck?
course, as Arthur's coming out of it and hearing the fuck off timeline.
Yep. You do catch that last little bit about the prime timeline and the fuck off timeline.
Sorry.
And Alistair is gone.
Yeah. Sorry, Arthur. I hope your conversation went well. Yeah, we've traveled through time to get here to try to stop the destruction from happening.
Fun. I should be upfront with all of you about something.
Mhm.
I've been awakened. Is that the term?
Weakened?
Awakened.
Awakened. Okay. Yes.
In like the last month or two, I'm very new to all this.
Wow, it just gets better.
Oh, no, that's fine.
No offense to you, Arthur, but
None taken.
No, that's fine, Anita. Have you dealt with any other mages in the city yet?
My mentor.
That's it.
And then she had a heart attack.
Fascinating.
She said I was going to meet other people once I had something to show them, I think she said. But she met me on the street very recently after I realized and said I had taught her in a past life, and now she was repaying the karmic favor, and then she died of a heart attack.
Well, I'm very sorry for the loss of your mentor.
Who I didn't know all that long.
No, but still, that is someone that you looked up to because they were guiding you. I am sorry for that loss. But have faith, she'll likely come around again eventually.
That I actually do believe fully, completely, yes.
At least we
are-
hope, because the individual that I'm talking about, the dickhead, he has been eliminating people altogether.
Okay.
To make sure that we don't have access, or whoever comes back to stop him doesn't have access to certain assets.
Okay.
Like there used to be, I'm sorry, what tradition are you?
Euthanatos.
There used to be a quite experienced euthanatos that was a professor at the University of Miami. He's now gone.
All right. What else do I or should I know from all of you?
Well, if you couldn't tell by my initial reaction to the fact I got transported into a younger version of myself, I'm a cult of ecstasy tradition.
I've heard of that one. Drugs, sensation, sex, experiencing.
Not
right?
drugs. I really don't partake.
Okay.
You're thinking of Alistair.
Alistair, the gentleman that was with us, he is actually a hermetic.
That one I definitely know. My mentor very clearly nearly went off on a tangent about them, starting with those fucking hermetic bastards.
Yes, the dickhead that we're trying to stop is a hermetic bastard.
Okay.
That's currently in Fort Lauderdale, but will make his way here.
Bit of a drive.
Yeah, for Valentine's Day, which is 4 days away.
So the world is going to end on Valentine's Day.
Nope, he's just going to start
No.
doing actions that are going to lead to it.
Okay.
It's the whole like domino thing.
Yeah.
There's each one of them is an important part of his overall scheme, as it were. Apologies. I am Anita Maple of the
Anita,
Verbena tradition. I am the once and future coven leader in Salem, Massachusetts.
Coven, Salem, witches. Okay.
Don't stress it too much. It's okay.
I can't say that I've heard of all the traditions, but my mentor went over a decent chunk of them. And then also, she loved calling people she didn't like bastards. She said something about techno bastards or something like that.
Yeah, no. Those are no-go. Those are no-go.
Okay.
Yeah, the technocracy is a bad thing. They basically they don't agree with our perspectives on reality being flexible.
But reality proved it's flexible,
I know.
like many times over already.
I
for
know,
me.
but they deny that and they try to exterminate us for it.
Simply because we realized.
Yes. But they use magic
bit
too.
harsh.
But they do it through science, they claim. They're hypocrites.
But using magic through science is still magic.
Exactly.
It's just science magic.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like the two are mutually exclusive or something.
all right. What do you need me to do?
Well, what has your mentor taught you?
Luck is not so much luck as it is direction. Once you get momentum going for something, it's usually what's going to happen. She proved to me that the body is far more than malleable. She proved that by turning my eyes a different color, which was unsettling. But they changed back eventually.
Lydia's going to use life to change her hazel eyes to blue.
Oh, I thought he was going to say she taught him something else that was malleable, but never mind.
And that is 3 successes on my arete.
Yeah, easily. It's almost instantaneous.
Like
If
this?
Yep, like a blink, and they're different colored.
Similar, she made mine rainbow to prove that I wasn't limited.
And she does hers. Kaleidoscopic.
Yeah, like that.
And
Except
yep, she
they did,
she blinks again and then opens up and it's like a swirling kaleidoscope. Like
okay.
that.
Mine didn't move. Mine were specific sections in my iris, but
Okay, so I'm grasping what she taught you. And then her eyes go back to normal.
and I could immediately tell that I'm gonna like look around to make sure that there isn't like people listening in on this alley conversation. She taught me how to recognize where magic was, what it does, tasks. She was very clear.
That's a good
Get used to
talent.
this. And then I also noticed that you all stepped through time.
Yes. Yes.
But both of those I have very limited capability with.
That's quite all right. I am quite proficient with matters of time. I am also quite proficient in manipulating bodies, not just my own. Like your
Alright.
mentor, I can manipulate others.
Oddly enough, she swore to me that wasn't her best talent.
It
But
probably wasn't.
she never said exactly what her best was.
I believe what we are going to do is going to require investigative talents, which I'm sure you have. I heard you were a police officer.
Yeah, I'm obviously not on duty right now, but yes, I have my own beat and patrol it often.
Okay.
I do my best to keep drugs out of that neighborhood, and eventually I'm gonna try to apply for vice.
Awesome.
Help
Awesome.
the city. Although I guess I'm helping a bit more than the city right now.
Yeah, you're helping all of existence.
No pressure.
No pressure. But it's okay, because the three of us that were here are experienced.
And where did you said his name was Alistair? Where did that gentleman go?
Yeah, he wandered. He does that.
All right.
And as you three are talking, we will go to that wandering hermetic. Because I am dying to know what you want in a Radio Shack.
Maybe it's just to see an open Radio Shack for once.
Just stands there in the glory.
Oh no,
of it.
they were open in '92.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, like 5 of them.
Yeah. Well, no, so he goes and he's looking for a Walkman because he's got to get this horrible fucking music out of his head.
Okay.
Yeah,
Walkman's going to be about $40.
And
for
then
big Sony.
Yeah, and then he'll look around kind of while he's there. But yeah, like he'll grab like batteries or whatever, and he'll be walking back. And he's putting the batteries in the Walkman, and it's just like, need to find a fucking music store.
There's actually one on my beat.
Well, he's at the Radio Shack.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah, you guys are still in the outing. As you grab the Walkman, you grab some batteries in the shelf next to it. You hear all of the radios tune to one particular song. Like if they were playing a song, they all cut off. You hear that kind of noise of looking for a radio station kind of multiplied by almost a dozen or so. And then you hear that very, very unique guitar intro to Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. And you've never heard anything like this. Because even when we left off in season 3, we left off in 88. This is the kind of music that Alistair wants to hear, though.
Yeah, no, like immediately as soon as he hears it, I think he goes like to the nearest radio that's playing it, and then starts like looking for, whoever's working, is like, what song is this?
And the guy behind the counter kind of looks up. Is like, I don't know. I don't mess around with the radios.
So Alistair will stand there waiting for the song to end and see if they announce what it is on the radio. Could be any time, could be half an hour from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second it gets into the bridge guitar solo, all the radios explode. There's just shrapnel of plastic and little condensers and just speaker parts flying, and the guy behind the counter just ducks.
Do we hear that from the alley?
Yes.
Okay, we need to go.
Wait,
They sync up almost at the moment that you bring up Alistair. You hear that explosion down the street. Just little pops and then just one massive kind of
boom,
thump.
Towards, away, is that?
Towards. That's where Alistair is.
That's very concerning, I say, as I start like doing the cop run.
Yeah. And you see that outside the Radio Shack, there's just this World War II kind of shrapnel bombed out, not crater, but just this kind of, all the boxes that the radios have been on are just thrown about. There's cardboard, there's plastic, there's bits and pieces, chips here and there. Everything is just this wild mess. And in the center of it all, there is a little, I would say like 4-inch clearance all around Alistair that nothing has affected him. But everything else, the storefront, the windows, there's just glass except for a 4-inch radius out from Alistair.
I'm first going to make sure that no civilians are like injured or anything like that.
No, there were no civilians in the store except the clerk, and he is shaking in his boots.
dude, your radios are bullshit.
Lydia's going to walk up to the clerk and use mind
What
to
do you want to do?
calm him and let him know it was faulty equipment.
Okay. That's a simple, say it's a simple mind 2. So that'll be a difficulty 6
Okay.
because he is a sleeper.
That's
But it
3
is coincidental
successes.
enough that he starts to come down the second he sees your face, and immediately he kind of takes a deep breath, takes another one, and then he just shakes his head, and you see him pull out a clipboard with like a faulty equipment report, and he just starts to come around.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, this happens. I guess they send the stuff from like China or whatever, and it's all, crap.
Well, hopefully corporate will, help you clean up and replace it.
No, we'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah, he comes over. He looks at Alistair. He's like, "Oh, are you okay? It looks like you dodged all of it."
Yeah, but your radios are still bullshit, man.
Yeah, and he kind of points down at the shattered Walkman in your hand. He's like, "Are you okay? Was that?"
And Alistair like looks down at it and then like spikes it on the ground. Son of a bitch! I want my money back.
Oh, you never paid for it.
Perfect. And then he walks out.
Arthur fully like tracks him as he leaves the store.
And Alistair waits outside.
Yeah, but he kind of
Literally everything in here blue?
no, just the radios.
Just the radios.
Just the radios.
So like all the Walkman and stuff are busted.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that count for things that are more than just radios, like clock radios and stuff?
Yep. Anything that has a radio in it is shattered or maimed and mangled in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, this is no bueno if it affects the radio in our car too.
Playing a song that this time period does not have.
Oh no, I won't be doing that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I would say have a good night, but I don't think you will. I'm sorry
Yeah.
that this happened.
No, it's okay. Stranger
Sure.
things have been happening recently. So
Oh, really? Like what?
there were some lights flickering last weekend. We're in a safe grid. Like Turkey Point is down in Homestead, but it's been vouched for. So
Huh. Was it happening at a specific time or just
I don't
random?
remember. I just remember that it flickered for like 5 minutes. A friend of mine said it was almost like Morse code, but I don't know anything about that.
Interesting. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah.
What's your name, by the way?
Jimmy.
Jimmy? I'm
Yeah.
Lydia's. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Were you in downtown when you weren't because you didn't see the power outages. I was here and I saw those northern lights, the kind of like green clouds. With the
Really?
lights off, you could see them. It was like a nebula. It was really interesting.
Storyteller, did I see anything like this? Because I've been in the city my whole life.
You don't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Your beat goes through downtown and there were no power outages in recent memory.
With my Prime sight, do I see anything weird about this guy?
Not about him, but Alistair has these black veins that are coming out of him that are just kind of swirling around that radius.
Hmm. Well, that's
And Alistair's like outpacing fucking
Yeah.
chain smoking.
yeah. So, Jimmy, that's very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I'll definitely keep my eyes out for any northern lights.
Before we go, Arthur's gonna take out his badge and show it to the man. May I use your phone?
Oh, yeah, of course.
If it also didn't explode.
No, yeah. And he goes behind the counter and you see him pick it up and he holds it to his ear. No, yeah, it works.
Thank you. And I'm gonna real quick call the department because it's good to let them know that someone's reporting an accident or something like that. Just let whoever would answer know, hey, this Radio Shack on X Street, this address. Just, letting them know there was like a technological malfunction or something, just in case people are calling it in.
Yeah, they make a note of it. They get your badge number and whatever.
Do they need me to stick around the scene or anything like that?
No, they tell you that they're gonna be sending a couple of uniforms to check on it.
All right, that makes me feel a little more secure. And I also tell Jimmy, if you can, maybe for now keep the radios in a spot where people aren't gonna be walking near them too much.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not opening any more radios. It's bad enough that people change the station so that at least there's not the same song playing. It just drives you mad.
Or that one station that always sounds like elevator music, but it's not anywhere in an elevator ever.
Yeah. The jazz plays 88,
Yeah, that's the one.
88 point something. Yeah.
You have a good night, sir. And
Yeah,
I'll
you too.
give him like an awkward, like an off-duty cop who's witnessed an emergency but doesn't need to help. So it's just hesitant, not knowing what to do, and then I'll just turn around and I guess go over to Alistair upwind so that I'm not smelling the cigarettes.
It's hard to dodge the smoke.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
yeah, no,
trying.
he's walking back and forth like it's coming your way regardless.
Then I'm trying to minimize it. Oh, actually, no. Wait. Let's try something. I'm gonna shut off my sense of smell.
Okay,
See if that does anything.
sure.
Because my mentor told me try shit, so I'm trying shit.
Try shit. That's going to be a simple life 2 because you're affecting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There are sleepers around, so that's going to be a difficulty 6. That's just straight arete.
Again, 2 successes.
Yeah, simple enough. Nobody's watching you. It's easy to just kind of close your nose, use your fingers, and as you walk up, you don't smell any of the smoke at all.
He's definitely like a little excited, like, yes, I got it right. Like he probably doesn't do a lot of magic too much yet.
Nope.
So he's, testing.
Yeah.
It's probably just rubbing the slight bit of sweat and oil on his nose back and forth a few times before just pulling it away.
You walk up, you take a big sniff of nothing, and you're like, this is what life is meant to be.
Which is whatever I can make of it.
Yep.
And then I guess I will turn and see if Anita and Lydia are going to group up with us too.
Yeah. And as you see them finishing up with Jimmy, there's a sudden intrusion of smoke that just starts to slither up your nostrils as your effect wears off.
I'll actually look at Alistair. Does a lot of devices explode when you get near them?
Is this a formal questioning?
No, I'm off duty. Also, you're not under arrest or under suspicion of arrest, and I have no warrant.
Perfect. No.
What would you have said if it was official?
No comment.
That's the same as saying yes,
All right, let's go somewhere where we can talk. I supposedly have a studio apartment a few blocks away. I'm looking around. Do I see my car?
Not on this street, no.
Shit, I don't know where my car is.
I have my car parked a few blocks down. I was just taking a quick wander around here. Had gotten a hot dog and was just, off in the alley for a second. Thought I saw something move, and then
That works.
you all. It's not my patrol car. That's parked at the station.
Do you see your bike, Anita?
No, I don't see it anywhere. It's, hey, maybe we'll get lucky and they're both parked at your place.
Hey, maybe.
But when have we been lucky?
I know, right?
Not in this city, at least.
Mm-mm. No, it's like, yeah, bad juju's just all over the place.
All right, well, my vehicle's just up the road.
All right. And as
Thanks.
you guys take off for Lydia's space, I think this is a good time to go to break. So thank you guys for joining us so far. I hope you guys are having fun, and we will see you in a few minutes. Welcome back. Last we left off with our group, they had met Arthur Light in 1982. They had left 1988. If you're not following what's happening, I can't help you. Time
We can't
is
follow
broken.
it either. Time is just wibbly wobbly, okay?
Time is
Look.
broken.
You don't explain time travel, you just survive it.
We are quantum leaping right now. is what's
Yes,
going on.
quantum leap.
So we left off with you driving over to the room that you have bought for yourself, the shop more or less, and the apartment combo. And there is a driveway that's fenced in. There is a Corvette. You said it was what's it called? Soft top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, T-tops. T-tops.
T-top.
Yeah, T-top.
It is still T-top. There is a motorcycle parked out in front of it. Both of your rides are there.
Oh,
The
look, Anita, I guess you were staying with me.
Apparently, fate didn't fuck us on this one.
Yay!
would you have called it the same thing? Do you think in '82?
What?
For Lydia, do you think the place, even though it's smaller, it's like a quarter the size of what you had on the beach, but your apartment is upstairs?
Yeah, it would still be the Golden Swan.
All right. The key works for the front door.
Mm-hmm.
There are boxes strewn about. It looks like you've just recently moved in.
Okay.
There's a mattress on the floor upstairs. There's a second mattress upstairs as well. On the nightstand, you do see the keychain remains of the swan. It looks like one of the wings has broken off.
Give me a minute, y'all. She goes and picks it up. And she's going to commune a moment with her avatar.
Okay. Simple prime effect.
Yeah, that is 2 9s.
You can sense that you've already started to work on creating a node here.
Mm-hmm.
So pulling on the threads of the tellurian does feel a little easier to you. And you come out, you immediately feel the cold water coming up until you're about waist deep in this pool, this lake. There is a mountain range in one direction, there's a forest in the other. You can hear softly the sounds of a beach in a third direction. Everything of who you were is found here. And there is a small flock of swans that are off, huddled around each other. And from the center, you see the one long neck come up.
Lydia opens her arms to it.
It swims trepidatiously towards you, but it does kind of come in and lets its head rest on your shoulder.
She strokes its head and neck and says, "This had to be rough on you."
It ruffles its feathers, but it does then just pull its head softly so that it's looking at you.
Mm-hmm. I'll do whatever it takes to ensure people are protected.
Nods.
I look at it. Does it have any of the black feathers that it used to have?
There is a single black feather as you see it kind of stretch out its wing, the broken one from the figurine.
She strokes the wing.
There's a bit of a wince, as if there's a bit of pain, but it understands that you are not trying to hurt it.
If I can fix that, I will.
It nods.
She places a kiss on its head, and she comes out of it.
the figurine is whole again, but the chain is still broken.
That's okay. She knows that there is a loop embedded into the crystal. She takes off the necklace that has the little vial in it and places the crystal swan on the chain and puts it back around her neck. And then she walks out of her bedroom. Sorry about that, y'all. Seems there were some problems with coming through.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
I will admit I have never felt anything so intense as watching you all step from when you were before. Like, it was very bright.
We had assistance.
Okay.
Basically by a true master of time.
Okay. Hopefully the what's it called? Paradox didn't hurt too bad for them.
It didn't. I have a feeling it doesn't really affect them.
Love to know that. One time it's
I don't think it's possible for us.
actually, is this normal? My mentor swore it was normal, but I still don't fully believe what she said. The first time it hit me, I threw up, which was terrible, racked with pain. My stomach hurt like hell, but it was not food. It was a bunch of glass beads.
Yeah, weird shit happens. Like all the radios exploding around you in a circle.
Okay. What caused that? And I'll look over at Alistair, not wanting to accuse you, but definitely like, you're the only thing that I can think that could do that, dude.
The fuck are you looking at me for? I didn't do it.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
What happened?
I was in there trying to buy a fucking cassette player because the music here is fucking awful. And
That's a bit harsh.
like I was just standing in the aisle, and then all of a sudden all of the radios sort of coalesced, and all of the stations changed to one. It was playing this one song, and then everything around me exploded. And the Walkman I was about to buy exploded in my hand, but I didn't get hurt.
What song was it?
I think we've established this now. Alistair has no clue what the song is. I have
Not
no
current
idea.
Alistair.
I have no clue, but it was fucking amazing.
If you heard the beginning of it, you can give me a bar or two.
And he will do his best impression of it, to the point where he has 3 in performance.
Right. So
are
she
you air guitaring?
Oh, well, I know. Okay, stop. I know that one. Yeah, that didn't. Oh God, that comes out like 5 years later.
Okay,
And
so
now.
people from the future and music from the future now.
Yeah,
Well, we're in our
past.
current bodies,
Yeah,
but our future brains
are
or
controlling
whatever
everything.
are,
Oh, so you all... Okay.
Yeah, we are currently,
Okay.
as you see us, here in Miami at current time, but we are using them with future selves inside to
So
fix
you're
stuff.
using your past bodies as sock puppets.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah, and
Arthur.
Alistair.
And, and,
Alistair
and, and
will-
past me is going to be real pissed about this.
Yeah. Don't no, Arthur, you have to understand. It's not that we're sock puppet people, we're the pod people. I'm trying to give levity to the situation because this whole thing is fucked up.
Oh,
so-
it is. It is. And
No,
we're going to try and fix it.
I completely
This
agree.
is the best I've looked in years. And then Alistair just sort of like looks over to Lydia, and his glance lingers a little bit too much, and then he immediately looks away. We all look better.
Please, I look good then too, okay?
But better now.
I'm gonna lean over to Alistair and say, "Sir, it's rude to infer a woman's age in any way. What are you doing?"
She can hear you, dumbass.
Yes. This lesson isn't for her.
It's fine. Alistair wishes he could be the fucking king to my queen, but he doesn't understand that he couldn't fucking handle it if I actually took him back home.
Alistair pulls out a cigarette and walks over to an open window and is just blowing like smoke out. And it's clearly like
step outside.
He'll walk outside, but like right next to an open window.
Such a dick.
Oh my God.
Because he's intentionally being a dick, Anita is going to kind of like snap her fingers, and she wants to use forces to generate a small wind to keep air movement inside the house moving towards the window, out the window, so
that the smoke
is
isn't
coming in.
sucked in.
Yes.
God, magic is useful.
Yeah, that's easy enough. There's no sleepers. You're in what's going to be prepared as a node, so I'm not even going to let you roll for that. You are
Is
just
able to do it.
Yeah, you just pull the wind.
Benevolent storyteller, because I can't roll for shit tonight.
Yeah, no. Listen, I promised no cursed rings this entire season. You guys are safe with me.
Shout out to Windy City After Dark.
Oh, give it time. I'll find some poor decision to make.
You will.
Well, while she's doing that, can I actually do some entropy fuckery?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I want to see just what sort of attitude entropy has for these three. Like, are they on a good track? Are they on an unfortunate track? I want to see what their trajectory is right now.
All right, yeah. Roll your arete. That's gonna be at least entropy 2. You have 3.
I very much do.
Yeah. So
It is my main sphere.
Yeah. Do you have a focus for entropy? What is your focus for entropy?
You will watch Arthur just reach into his pocket and take out. It probably wouldn't be a quarter. It'd probably be like a 50-cent piece.
Okay.
Which he will then flip in the air, catch, slap on his wrist, and then invoke the sphere as he reveals the result.
Yeah. It is difficulty 5 then.
Okay. Oh shit! Complete success on all 3 dice. One of which
Nice.
being a 10.
Excellent. Entropy hates them.
Hates them, like with a passion or just in
Fate.
general?
Fate hates them, but there are paths that look to be coalescing around each of them, whereas there are hundreds of threads in every direction that could lean forward, that they could take. The one that they leave behind seems to glow with this green, almost golden acceptance. It is almost like everything that they could do could lead to just this variant truth that would lead to a different parallel Earth being created. The one that they're leaving behind is the one that is the true kind of golden path, the
All right.
prime timeline.
How much would I know about magic color and what colors magic is. Would I have any education on that at all?
You could try to make an intelligence and occult roll.
Oh, I have a different idea of what I'd roll.
Okay, what do you want to roll?
I'd check into my past lives,
Ooh,
since I was a much better mage apparently back then,
back then,
according
yeah.
to someone.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and make an intelligence, and I'll let you choose occult, enigmas, awareness, one of those three, and then you can add your past lives to that.
Occult enigmas, or what was the last one?
Awareness.
Awareness. I think I will stick with occult. Intelligence occult. Oh, sweet. 5 dice.
Yeah.
At difficulty, what was it again?
So with occult, it's going to be a difficulty 7.
Okay. All right. Those 2 successes turn into 1 due to a 1, but otherwise I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thinking back, things have changed.
To see if I would recognize what this color means, if it means anything.
Yeah. The gold is the color that you want to focus on. And it is definitely them trying to bring the timeline into a threshold that is acceptable to continue progressing forward.
All right, so Entropy is pissed because time is keeping them here in some form or fashion then.
Entropy is pissed because they have led to a timeline that, from what you can see, ends, which is the first time you've ever seen a thread end.
Does it just halt, or is it like it turns into a tied knot or something?
No, it frays.
That's awful.
And all 3 of them fray at the same length.
You all are not supposed to be here.
Well, no shit.
No fucking shit, Einstein.
No. I beyond the obvious, fate doesn't want you here in the slightest. You all have so much. It goes beyond negative attention from it. It actively loathes you being here.
Do you think any of us want to be here? Alistair at this point has put out his cigarette and he comes back inside.
Like in Miami or in this time period?
Yes.
Yeah.
I personally enjoy Miami, but
Thank you. It's a great city. We just need to help
I
it.
am not where I should
too
be.
hot.
This is not my place. My place is down near the beach, near Little Havana, and I love the Cuban neighborhood. It's fantastic. They embraced me as one of their own. It was wonderful.
Have you ever eaten a Cuban Frita? One of the best burgers you will ever eat.
Yes, I have. As
So
a matter
good.
of fact, there was a barrio next door that would sometimes give me free shit.
There's a couple Cuban families on my beat, and some of them even wave to me as I pass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to build up a rapport with the neighborhoods.
Good. It's
like,
important to do
dark.
that because, yeah.
Well, on an out of character, what'd you say, Anita?
No, Anita just coughed narc into her hand so that Alistair
Oh.
really gets it. So
Oh,
that
Alistair
knows.
starts busting out fucking laughing at that.
I can just tell you that certain communities are going to need all the allies they can get. That's all I can say.
I'll do what I can. I don't think it's going to be much.
You might be surprised. Quite a
But
few,
at that
quite a
point-
few things are coincidental.
Alistair just sort of lightly slaps Arthur on the back. It's like, worst case, make a good shield.
I actually think I could, technically, with a little bit of tweaking.
That's the spirit.
Okay, so the deal is this guy. Daniel Thatcher.
I don't recognize that name, do I?
You could try to make a intelligence and streetwise roll. It's going to be difficulty 7.
Two successes.
Okay. Daniel Byron Thatcher is a member of the Broward Upper Society. He has donated time and resources to helping the city with different projects aimed at children. He was brought up by your mentor at one point about how, given enough time, Daniel could probably lead the Broward Cabal to do some good things as far as South Florida is concerned.
Bit of a well, from what I remember being told, he's a magical philanthropist, kind of. He does enrichment programs, things like that, helps out the city. I actually kind of, just from that bit of information, look up to him a little, just because, he's helping improve Miami. Something I've always thought the city should be more than what it is currently.
Let me inform you of him, so you are not easily manipulated by him. He puts forward a real good front. Seems really altruistic. But ultimately, all he cares about is his ego, his power, and his greed.
So most of the talking heads of Miami.
Exactly. Only he has a lot of power. And he's done this probably, I don't even want to dare count how many times, until he's gotten it right.
So he's done this time travel stuff before.
Huh? And he doesn't care if his desire for power destroys everything.
Massive dickhead.
Yeah.
Does he not realize that if everything is destroyed,
So
that
is he?
does include him?
I don't think his ego lets him. It's that bad.
Or he's figured out something.
Or he's figured out a way out.
It just sounds
Either
like
way.
it goes beyond like being delusional, though, doesn't it?
Well, let's see. Last time he got himself turned into a vampire.
Right. Vampires exist.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of shit exists.
So do werewolves.
No, the vampires my mentor educated me on. She calls most things bastards. She just refers to vampires as that.
Yes, on Valentine's Day, vampires are going to be basically at war with each other, vying for control of the city.
All over the city or somewhere specific?
Basically, I think it's going to be kind of all over the city. And it's important for us to make sure Daniel gets here in time so that pocket nodes can be created that attract spirits, so that lupines come in and take care of some vampires.
Lupine stands for
Werewolves.
Werewolf.
Haven't heard about those yet.
They exist.
Are they dangerous? Well, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's just say their little ploy to trap a monster murdered a number of people in my establishment in the future.
Okay, so werewolves are just as terrible as vampires.
Yeah, they don't care what the cost is as long as they achieve their goals either.
Okay. Are vampires and werewolves a result of people like us? Did we make that shit?
Fuck if I know.
Stuff. Sorry.
And supposedly there's fey creatures too. Oh yeah, and of course the ghosts.
Ghosts I knew about.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Like-
hard to not be in my tradition and not know about the dead.
Alistair at that point gets noticeably like quieter. And just it almost sort of like staring off as everyone starts talking about the dead and spirits. Just kind of like stuck in his own head, thinking about the people he's lost and then being able to actually see them on the other side.
Yeah, so that's why we're here, to make sure that we get Daniel in the right places at the right time, because he made himself part of the prime timeline with these events. And we culminate eventually with a certain specific event where the one that sent us back is going to be able to snatch him from time completely.
Remove or erase?
Not sure. I don't really care.
Okay.
I told
So
him last time I saw him that I knew he was responsible for the murders of people I cared about. And he says it wasn't me. I was right, just the wrong timeline.
I'm already getting a headache.
As you get more experience with it, you'll understand to just go with it.
Okay, I can try that for now.
Hey, and when that fails, there's plenty of fun shit out there, so you forget about it.
I don't drink. Sorry.
Alcohol. That's cute.
Oh, I don't do any substance. I don't even
No,
drink. I don't even drink coffee.
Jesus fucking Christ. How new is this kid?
He's
Well, no,
Yeah.
this city is rife with drugs. I'm not gonna encourage that. I want to stop it.
Yeah, you're never
Terrified.
you're never gonna do that, sweetie.
You say that.
Careful there. Yeah. You have to understand now, while I may not enjoy all the pleasures of life as our dear Lydia here, you have to enjoy something in your life, and just caring about the people on your beat isn't enough to keep you going when this shit hits the fan.
Right.
Well, I don't just care about the people on my beat. I care about the entire city.
That's good.
I want to clean up Miami. It's been my dream ever since I was a kid.
That's good.
Oh, someone is gonna get their claws in you, and then oh man, oof, you poor boy.
So my concern is that on first sight, Daniel may not trust us.
I mean, given the chance, I think we should just sedate his ass and then fucking. He doesn't have to be active. He just has to be there. That's what creepy McTimefuck said, right?
Well, I can create nodes. Can you assist to make sure we attract the right things?
Yeah, I can do that.
How lucky do you have to be to make one of those, whatever that is?
I mean,
It's not
a
all
luck never hurts, but if entropy really doesn't like us, I don't think I want it.
It still listens, especially if you ask nicely. It's just a flip of a coin. I'm more than willing to help how I can. I'm sorry you didn't get my mentor. She would have definitely probably had more
You're
for
fine.
this.
You're what we need. It's serendipity.
My mentor
It's
said
something.
another good word is kismet.
Kismet is a very good word.
It's all more fuckery.
Well, it's just about happy hour time. I'm going to go head down to the bar where the twins hang out. Recruit their asses.
someone to be with you.
Okay, yeah. Last thing they're going to want is a cop coming in the door.
Fair enough.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. We're all part of the same tradition.
All right.
Y'all are welcome to stay here. Alistair, when I get back, we'll get to work going around the city and placing notes.
While you're doing your thing, do you have a phone?
Yeah. And you see one on a table.
Do you mind if I make a call?
Go for it.
Unfortunately,
If it's long distance,
Long
that's fine.
distance.
That's fine.
I appreciate it.
Once I get this place open here, it'll be turning over money.
That would be impressive if you can get money in that quickly after opening a place.
Well, considering it's going to be a tantric center for massage and meditation and yoga.
Every word just makes Arthur's face redder. Every single word.
Uh,
All right then. Cool.
Yeah.
Anita is going to walk over towards Arthur. She wants to just put her hand on his shoulder. So I want to try something. I want to use forces and life to basically transfer like neural images from through myself into him. Is that possible?
To transfer memories.
No, not memories. Like the ideas kind of thing. Because like
that would be
your
mind.
neurons and stuff are just electricity. So I'm just trying to basically transfer like electricity from me to him, sort of thing.
Yeah, if you wanted to transfer like anything dealing with like visuals, that would definitely be more mind. But what you could do with forces and life is give him like a jolt of adrenaline. You could slow down the synapses so he's a little bit more relaxed. Like you could do that with forces in life.
Never mind.
Or increase like dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melatonin, just knock me out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's make the cop unconscious around Alistair.
Paladin to sleep while the rogue goes nuts.
I'm gonna plant fucking drugs on him like a motherfucker.
Arthur, like I said, you have to enjoy some things in life, and all of what Lydia was talking about is enjoyable for people.
No, I wasn't knocking it. It's just face goes even redder.
You should actually check it out once I get the place open. It's not as risque as you think it is.
I'll wait until it's open.
Yeah, like I said, when I get it open,
decide for myself.
Yeah.
Anita leans in as close as she can to his ear, and she's like, "But it can't be."
But that costs extra.
I am not a prostitute.
Politely takes a half step away from Anita.
Sex work is legit.
Hey, Anita, you may want to go by the park and talk to Bashir.
Okay. He was kind of a dingus last time.
Nah.
Whatever.
So, I'm going to get in my car and go to the bar.
Okay.
I'll try not to blow up your radio.
Yeah, don't touch my radios.
Yeah. So Anita's gonna go to the park to talk to Bashir. Lydia's gonna go to the mutiny to talk to the Cardinals, and that leaves Arthur and Alistair.
The two most awkward together people.
Yes.
Yes, you have a beat cop next to Alistair.
This is my ship for the season.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
you're
no,
welcome.
Like, immediately as all of that happens, Alistair completely ignores Arthur and is basically trying to take the phone like into another room. He'll go to the bathroom and like close the door, but like he'll have the phone with him, but away from Arthur.
Oh, you can
Okay.
tell that Lydia's a pacer because it has a long cord where it's plugged into the wall. Like she grabs the phone and holds it to her ear and paces around while she's on the
You've got
phone
enough
See, this
to
is
where you
why
can
we
at
get
least
along.
reach 3 different rooms.
because she cannot sit still. Okay.
Yep.
Oh
The
God.
greatest thing that she ever bought for herself was a cordless phone.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
When those are invented.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so what does Arthur do once he's left alone in this
Uh,
space?
Arthur is going to leave the apartment and shut the door because he feels awkward being in someone else's home without them in it. And he just needs a second, so he's probably actually gonna such a fucking stereotype, but he's gonna go find a donut shop. You gotta have some comfort. Anita's totally right about that. Sugar is
Yeah.
probably the closest thing to
More
drugs Arthur
addictive
will
than
ever
meth.
do. Definitely. But he
Down
doesn't
here,
know that, and this is the 80s. Who has that study available right now?
Yeah, down here in this part of town, you're better off finding a cafeteria to get
That will be fine. Something sweet. How about that?
little, pastelito, a little guava pastry,
Ooh.
or a guava with cream cheese pastry, or just a cream cheese pastry. Those are the big draws for Cubans. And there's always cafecito, which is just espresso with a shit ton of sugar.
Yeah, but no coffee. So I'll go for the
Sure.
guava cream cheese pastry.
Okay.
And then also on top of taking out one of the 50-cent pieces, I'm going to flip it into the tip jar, and I'm going to infuse it with as much entropy as possible so that I can make sure that this shop has good sales today.
Okay.
So if I'm sure there's sleepers since they probably run the
Yeah.
establishment.
Yeah.
So whatever
you're doing
imposing
something
you-
good for the city, so I'm not gonna have you roll. So for the next hour, I'll say they get an influx of business because you don't have the prime to make it permanent.
Yeah, just for as long as I can.
Yeah. And so that leaves Alistair on the phone. The phone call that you eventually make, because I assume that you start dialing, you hang up, you start dialing, you get an extra 1 or 2 numbers in, and then you hang up again. Like, this is rough for you, no? Or do you think this is just a band that you got to rip off and just get to the call as soon as possible?
I think for him, it's sort of both. It is, I mean, in his current timeline, he doesn't really know. Like, she just got lost somewhere in Miami. Like, he doesn't have an idea. But in 82, she's still home. And so I think for him it's more of a hammering home why he's doing this. Because even if it doesn't turn into any sort of long-term reconciliation, just knowing that she didn't get lost to Miami, for whatever reason, I think is more important. It's just reaching out and making that call, considering he probably hasn't talked to her in years.
Yep. The phone eventually rings. First ring, second ring, and midway into the third ring, you hear pick up, and there's a voice that you haven't heard in a long time. You immediately recognize it. There's a softness to it. There's a bit of joy that at this point hasn't been snuffed out. And David answers the phone. King Residence, how can I help you?
Hey, is I'm trying to remember. Sarah, I think
Sarah is correct.
is Sarah there?
Yeah. Yeah. Allie?
Yeah.
Hey. How you been?
Surviving.
Yeah.
How about you?
You know, same. How's Chicago? When can I come out?
Is Sarah around?
Yeah. Yeah, let me get her. And you hear the phone get placed on the counter and you hear the steps running off. There's a moment, and as you're playing with the phone cord, it starts to wrap itself around your fingers, and you see the dragon forming into a Chinese long, and it just kind of stares up at you. And then you hear heavy footfalls approach the phone, and you hear the voice of Jonathan. Alistair?
Yeah.
Yeah, David said you called. What can I help you with?
Just trying to see how Sarah's doing.
She's good. She's good.
Can I talk to her?
Now's not a good time. Call back tomorrow. And the phone hangs up.
Fucking asshole. And then he slams it down, but doesn't, like, obviously not trying to like break the phone, but it's definitely out of anger. And while he's kind of like sitting there in the bathroom, I think he'd reach into his pocket some drug or something that he's got. And he'll just like lean against the tub, like sitting on the floor, but like with his back or I guess like sitting with his back maybe against the door. And just takes it. And then just waits for the shitty feeling to go away.
Yep. And as it's spreading through the body, the dragon just kind of slithers up, coils itself around your neck, and you can feel that sensation like a snake kind of grabbing with each scale as it moves over and around the back of your neck to come around. And it just comes up to your ear. Yeah, this is what we need. This is what we need.
Fucking assholes.
Fucking assholes. And the world starts to get hazy, and you see the bathroom just wash away. There is some kind of countryside in the sky. You can see the shadow of dragons flying. You can hear the wings flapping. And as everyone has separated, I think this is a good point to call it for tonight. 1982.
Oof. We want to multiply. Are you gonna do it?
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for the premiere of season 4 of Mage Neon Hurricane. Shit has started off nuts and it's only going to get crazier from here, y'all. Definitely, if you enjoyed this session, join us on our Discord. We literally cast games that we stream from our Discord community. We also hang out there daily and chit-chat with folks about all sorts of things. We have an amazing community, and we do weekly Zoom chats. No paywall, but to block them. Literally, we just have a community Zoom chat every week, either on a Friday evening or a Saturday afternoon/evening, to basically just hang out with folks in the community that want to chit chat with us. And also, you'll get notified every time we go live on the Discord server. So go join us there and check us out. If you also would like to see seasons 1 through 3 of Mage or other content, you can check out our YouTube channel. It's all there. And if you're interested in Dungeons and Dragons or Call of Cthulhu, you can check out the Ishvel YouTube channel, because our European GM Tiss has her own channel for her streams. Want to shout out to our friends that also stream. Ravnos Archon here does streams on his own channel. Tell us, Ravnos Archon, what you got going over there?
Ooh, I got Dungeons and Dragons. I have a dual story, Vampire the Masquerade, set in 1984. Asking if what if the Beckoning had happened in 1980, and so there's a lot of fuckery over there. But yeah, when on Tuesdays I usually do either L5R or Werewolf the Wild West, but I am looking forward to seeing where this fuckery takes us for the next month or two.
Yeah.
Depending on who gets got when.
Excellent. So yeah, go give Ravnos Archon a follow and check out his content when you have the time. Also, the Ivy Raven here also streams. Tell us about what you're doing.
I am a Destiny 2 VTuber.
Excellent.
So I stream Destiny 2 mostly, but sometimes other stuff. I'm trying to get better about streaming with other people. Unconscious Celestial, who is on part of this community, she's one of the people I'll be streaming with in the future, hopefully. Schedules and things just don't align. But yeah, I mostly just play video games. I also talk about TTRPGs that I play in. I talk about other stuff. I'm going to try and start discussing more things, but yeah, I mostly just stream hoping that people will come and chat because I'm lonely.
Go hang out in her stream. It's amazing, y'all. Also, if you would like to get merch, we have lots of merch in our Studio Zazzle shop, so check that out. I don't believe we have any Mage merch yet, but I need to make some. I think I need a t-shirt that just says #cult quotes. Because the innuendo is strong when you get me and Ravnos Archon at the table.
Just to clarify, which endo you talking about here?
Innuendo.
Yeah, you want to be. Yeah, you want to be in the endo. Ooh.
That's her that Uranus store.
And if you've enjoyed the content tonight, you can support the players at this table, not me directly, but the other players at this table with donations or bits through Twitch. And if you would like to support the studio, you can subscribe to the channel. You can do so for free with Amazon Prime, or you can give money over at our KoFi site. And that is where Twitch isn't able to take half at KoFi. So, you can buy Mama a coffee if you want. And that would be great. And then coming up, what else do I have before I go into schedule, sweetie? I'm good? Okay. I have to check with the Shanky because he's running tech and I often forget parts of the outro because I don't do them that often.
There's no Shanky.
Also referred to as the Shankmeister.
No, he isn't. And yes, I have unmuted myself on stream. No, he isn't.
All right.
He is now.
So coming up over the next week, we have on Saturday, Call of Cthulhu, 7E, London Esoteric Society. It is set in Victorian London. It will be at 3 p.m. Eastern, run by our amazing European GM Tiss. It has just enough camp to be really funny, but it's also very sus and very much cult stuff going on there. There's some summoning of elder things. There's reading books that should not be read. They should be burned. There's all kinds of chaos going on in that game, and they're literally burning through luck and going insane. So it's a fun time. Join them at 3 p.m. Eastern. Actually, the investigators will be back because this past Saturday they had a very special stream as the players playing the servants of the investigators. And now the investigators are back in business, and I'm sure they'll have quite the mess to deal with those servants. On Sunday, join us for Windy City After Dark, our Vampire V5 Chronicles set in Chicago. It starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Sunday. And y'all, some problems get solved. Actually, a couple problems get solved. But yo, we'll see what happens because we haven't recorded it yet. And then, of course, we will be back here on Tuesday with the next session of the final season of Mage the Ascension, Neon Hurricane at 8 p.m. Eastern. Woo! And, of course, as I like to close out, please take care of your mental wellness. I actually had a conversation with a coworker of mine today. In my role at work, I'm a team leader. And I could tell she was struggling. So I had reached out to her privately and we had a nice little conversation today. And she shared her stories with me about her depression and things. And I shared my stories with her about mine. And she felt so much better that she wasn't alone. So reach out to folks. Reach out to folks, please, especially if you can tell that they're starting to withdraw. Reach out to them. And if you are personally struggling right now in chat, there is a list of hotlines for you to text or call to get assistance if you need it. There is also Find a Helpline link there that you can click on if you are in America or outside of it. And they serve over 140 countries in that database where you can find lines that can help you in any crisis you may have in over 140 countries. So please get that help you need. And I, Mama McStabber, am a registered nurse. Timber Brad here is a registered nurse. Please get your shots. Please.
Please, please, please.
Get your flu shot. Flu still kills people. Get your COVID shot. Get the bivalent. It's good shit. Get your polio shot if it's out of date. Please. And the world is crazy, y'all. Fascists are running rampant all over the world. It needs to stop. And how we do that here at home is to not vote for the Republicans because they are run by fascists now. The Republican Party has shifted over the past 30 years to be legitimately full of fascists. So, yeah, vote. It's coming up early November. Please vote for midterms. They are important. They are more important than even the presidency at this point. So please vote. Said with love, and we will see you next stream. Good night, everybody.
Fuck Putin.